Hey, what's up everybody? It's Hoppy from Hoppy's Junkyard Rally. Anything 12 volt. Look what we got today. 2016 Dodge Challenger. Is that sweet or what? Now I originally did this car about, it's probably been a year and a half now. And some of the products that are out now they did not have when I originally did it. So let's see if we can pop the trunk and just kind of take a look at what I've already done. Come back here. So basically we've replaced all the speakers in it, put a 5-channel and an LCQ1. Unfortunately, this car has an Alpine system, so the LCQ1 doesn't really act right, because all I can do is give it the rear full range input, because the front speakers are crossed over through the amplifier, the rear speakers are crossed over through the amplifier, and yada yada yada. So we got this new part in. It's a pack part. It's an Amp Pro. You may have seen the pictures. This bad boy right here. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to get in it, we're going to remove the factory radio, I'll show you how to do that, and plug this in line with the Alpine amp that is in their factory. We've already replaced all the speakers, put the amp in, all that good stuff. So basically we're going to go through and I'm going to show you how to put this pack part in, and we're going to redo the connections I made at the amplifier because it just looks like it's been hacked up like crazy. So come on with me and let's see what we can do to the challenging Challenger, as I like to call it. Okay, step one, super simple, no screws anywhere. I've already removed just a little bit so I can get a hold of it to kind of pop it out. You definitely will want some type of nylon plastic pry tool to pull this out. So we're going to start over here in the corner and just kind of pull it out a little bit. Kind of get stuck on the vent a little bit. Just continue to work your way around. Get your panel popper up underneath there. Bam! Just like that. And it's got all kinds of clips on the back of this thing. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 clips on the back of this. So take your time, pull it off slowly. Now all we got to do is remove our 4 screws, which you can use a 7mm or it is a Phillips as well. So let's get that. And we'll pull this radio out, make sure we get enough towels and everything because we don't want to scratch this screen. We need to plug in our pack harness behind here, and then from there we can run our RCAs out back to the amplifier and tap in. I have a T-harness which I've already started to take apart the bottom of the dash. I have a T-harness that will integrate with the factory amplifier. I have already previously integrated with it, so I'm going to have to go back through and fix some of the connections that I've already done, put it back to factory. That way you can't even tell that we've integrated with this system. So stay tuned, and we're going to start pulling this thing apart and getting it right. Alright, we got our towels, blankets, everything out. We got our pack part. Let's get this radio out of here. Carefully pull this out. Now you're going to want to undo this USB right here because this gets in the way of unplugging our big Molex plug. Just pull back, slides right out. And there we are. Now pull that out of the way. And basically what that's going to do is that's going to plug directly into this pack part, which is the AP4-CH41. Works on your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep automobiles. Select models with 52 pin connectors. This is an Amp Pro, so this only works right now on amplified vehicles. So if you don't have an amplifier in your vehicle, it's not going to work. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to plug into this harness, make sure we have it going the right way. First we have to undo this. Come on. Give me some more. We had it undone. Alright, there we go. Pull that back. Plug it in. Slide that in so it locks. Make sure it's locked in. And we're going to take the other end and we're going to put it right back in where our last one came out of. Again, you want to make sure this is pulled back. Apparently I have a hard time doing that. If you can, use a pick tool, or if you got some long nasty nails like I do, you can use them, but apparently I shouldn't have cut them this morning. Alright, because it's hooked right underneath here, so you have to get that out of the way and then it'll fold right back. Just like that. And we're going to slide it back in the way the factory one came out. And we'll put it up in there and connect it. But if you don't push it all the way in, it ain't going to connect. So sometimes you might have to move this harness out the way so it'll go all the way up. There we go. And then make sure it locks in. Make sure you give a good tug on it so it's not going to come out. Golden. And honestly, plug your USB in and we're done. Now, this does have a bass control knob on it. It does need to be plugged in regardless if you're going to use it or not, which we are not going to use it on this one. So basically what I'm going to do is turn it up full volume and we're going to hide this away somewhere. Because if we ever need to change any settings or decide that we go with a different amp that might not have a bass knob, we'll always have it in the vehicle. 2, it gives you a remote output, and it does have a butt connector on it, but just to be safe, I cut off the butt connector, soldered it, and Tessa taped it. Now, if you don't know what Tessa tape is, if you notice, everything looks just like the factory. Tessa is some great tape. I used to hate it, but now that I've started doing a little better job install, it really makes a huge difference. Adds a little felt to the wire, so if it's running through the dash and it's not rattling in there and making noise. So basically all we have to do is drop this down through our dash. You want to run it just with all of our other wires. We'll throw a couple zip ties on there to make it nice and clean. And then I'm pretty sure we can tuck this Amp Pro back down in here. But before we finalize it, we got to make sure we grab some RCAs and plug it in. Because that's where your output to your amplifier is going to be. It's got front, rear, and sub output. And this takes it from being a crossed over coming out of the amplifier type signal to a full range direct signal into our amplifier without having to deal with a bunch of cattywampus stuff. So let's get this in the dash and start moving on to the next. So basically I'm just going to set it in here for now, so we can get the dash back together, and then we're going to drop it down and we're going to mount it somewhere. But I'm having a hard time getting past this, so basically I'm going to unplug it cord itself through. And the base knob, and then we'll just plug it back in. And we'll set it to the side for now, along with our base knob. And then we'll go ahead and put this back in. Actually, we're going to throw a zip tie on that first. Alright, there we go. Now we got our zip tie. I'm going to route it along the factory wiring. Make sure it's nice and secure. Alright, that looks pretty good. Pair of flush cutters. Nobody want no scratches on the back of their hand. Alright, now we can throw it back in. Alright, that part's done. Alright, we got our part all in. Let's check it out. Let me bring it right over here and see if you can see in there. Right there's our pack part. Show you a little better angle. Come with me. Come with me. And if you look right up in there, you got her all mounted. Ran the wires right along here, and then I went through while you guys were away and fixed the amp harness that goes right here. The actual amplifier is back here and behind the dash. I've taken this panel off. It's super simple to get off. Couple screws over here, and then there's a kick plate that you want to take off for 10 millimeters. Sorry, I know the light is blinding. So let's get you set back up. We're going to put the dash back together and move on to the next part. Can you see me? Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Alright. So we're going to put it in the same way we removed it. Let's get the steering wheel down. Dash piece. Very carefully. Alright, back together. We're back together. Let's fly away. Now this right here, that is all the old wiring because I needed an input and an output for the converter I was using. Now we have RCAs, got it all Testa taped up. And now this Testa tape isn't something that my company provides. This is something I spend my own money on because I believe that it really is a lot cleaner way to do it. It looks a lot better. It looks like factory. Plus, if the wires are in there vibrating on anything, it makes no sound because it's a nice fleece Testa tape. That is the low temp. I do have high temp for like when I solder or when I run things under the hood. I high temp Testa tape it and I wire loom it. So enough talking. Let's move on to some more. So back here is the trunk. I've already undone some of the wires. We're going to be removing the LCQ1 and in its place was the pack part that I showed you. So I'm going to get to running some wires. I need to grab wires for the front door because I use the factory to begin with. But now I'm going to run wires through this Molex plug here. Try and get the light off so you can see. Which this camera is just terrible. So they don't really offer you much on most cars, but this one has a nice blank spot that I can run wires through. So I'm going to get to drilling some wires, or drilling some holes to run some wires. You don't want to be drilling wires, that's a bad situation. That makes for a bad day. And I'm going to set you aside and we'll come back as soon as I get a couple wires through there. I'm going to tear the door panel off and solder some wires to that speaker. Guess what? It's done. So my camera failed, so I decided to use my phone to show you the finished result, I guess. Let's switch it around and see what happens. I haven't quite put the subs in yet. I wanted to test everything, wanted to get a nice shot of what it looked like in here. And of course I have no light. So let's grab the old light. Look at that. Way better. Still have to make a mount for the fuse holder. But man, does it sound so much better. Holy smokes. All looking factory, can't even tell. Got the red lights. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to put the bass in it, and then we'll give you a listen to it. We're going to call this one done, baby. The Challenging Challenger.